We're live. I think it's happening.
Okay.
Word and go. Word and go.
And go.
Word and go.
Word.
Word and go.
Word
and
Word
go.
out.
Word and go.
Word out.
Go.
Word out.
See us. Okay.
Word out.
And go.
Word out.
Word and go.
Word.
Word out.
Word.
Word out.
Word.
Word out.
Go.
Word go.
Word.
Word go.
Go.
Word go.
Word go.
Go.
Word out.
Word.
Go.
Go.
We're live. We're very live.
Word.
I think it's totally
Go.
Word out.
Word.
it's happening, everybody.
It's happening.
Word out.
I think it's happening. Yeah, it's happening, everybody.
It's happening.
It's happening, everybody.
Happening.
It's happening. It's happening.
It's happening.
Happening. Happening.
It's happening. Everybody out there in Pigland, you can all hear us, I think. Yeah, right? Comment section. How is everybody doing tonight out in comment land? Woo, Cleveland, Providence. We're live in Cleveland, just an hour delayed. All of our Cleveland fans. All our fans out in Detroit and San Francisco. Hello. We're just gonna give a quick shout out to Lydia from Oregon, our first Oregon fan. So hi, Lydia. Thanks for joining us tonight on the live stream.
Lydia.
Organ donor.
This is so awesome. Thanks for all of our Providence, our local fans. I can't not shout out all our local fans, all the Providence fans. Thanks so much for joining us for Word and Go tonight. We are your Word and Go cast. Wow, everybody. I'm very happy to be here. Very happy to have you all. I'm so happy that it worked. So here's something I learned tonight. Just want to open it up just to sharing. You have to go live in more than one place. So not only do you have to be alive and live on Zoom, you need to be live on YouTube. So sorry for the delay, everybody, but life is a learning curve, and
a highway.
And I'm going to ride it all night long.
Yeah.
That's dedicated to you, Bagley. Okay, so we are we're going to get started with our show. So audience, we need a word from you to get started, but there is a little bit of a delay, and it actually seems like a bit longer of a delay, if I'm just going to be honest with everybody, than our last show. So cast heads up about that. But so not only am I going to stall for the audience to give a delay, I'm also going to use this as an opportunity to talk to you all about Pig and some exciting things that are happening at Pig. Hey team, what are some exciting things that are happening at Pig coming up soon?
April 15th, we're gonna have the chat up
what?
Again.
That's amazing. That's great.
Possibly not talking about flatulence.
Oh.
Okay. Well, you don't want to discourage people from watching. We love the fart shows.
I bet it'll still be somewhat good if you're farting.
The comment section's only going to refer to farts.
I'm gonna pitch this or do this because the website isn't saying it's sold out yet. So on April 25th at 2 p.m. there is a workshop with James Tierney from Happy Valley Improv, laughing at ourselves, using our past experiences to inspire improv scenes. It sounds like super fun. I'm taking it, and it sounds like it's gonna be a great time.
Oh, that's awesome. All right.
Valley Improv did Wilty. They were hilarious, the 3 people from there.
Words are coming in. I've got a story, but I think we might have to talk a little bit more about the forum first.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Thanks, Bagley. So let me tell the audience a little bit about Word and Go tonight. It's not just this amazing chatter that you're seeing here. It's also we're going to be telling some stories from true life stories from our real lives. We're going to use those to inspire some little improv bits that we are going to record on video on Instagram. And then we're going to play those Instagram bits live on our show. So when we are doing our storytelling section, you're going to see members of our cast get up and leave their spots off camera to go film something and come back. We're not being rude team players. We're being supportive team players and making improv behind their backs. We're going to use your words to inspire a story, and then we're going to use those stories to inspire some improv. And then we're going to show it to you all tonight in the show. Thank you so much for joining us. Okay, Bagley, it sounds like you called dibs on a story. I'm ready to hear it.
All right, so I saw, I think it was tomato sauce in the comments, and that reminds me of skunk activity. So growing up, we always had a dog named well, I guess we didn't always have the dog named Coco. Dogs are mortal. Anyway, we had a dog named Coco who was like half black lab, half Doberman Pinscher, and she was a sweet little dog. My grandmother lived in like Pennsylvania, a town called Dalton, which is somewhere near Scranton, which is an office thing if you're an office person, I think. Anyway, and there were always, skunks and animals in the yard. So the dog would get blasted pretty regularly. And when we were at my grandmother's, they would just dump a ton of tomato soup onto the dog if the dog got sprayed by a skunk, and it would pretty much knock out the smell. Fast forward, and we're back in Rhode Island, and a skunk has sprayed the dog, and my mom doesn't have as much tomato soup, but she has another solution for getting rid of skunk smell on dogs. And that solution is Summer's Eve, I believe is what it's called. So it's a perfume for your nether regions.
It's a douche.
It's a douche.
Oh, it's a douche.
It's a
Summer's
douche.
Eve is a douche.
So I'm like 17 and I've got my driver's license, and the dog has been skunked. And so I go douche shopping, which, I was the kind of kid that would blush if you were like, hey, Bagley, condoms. I'd be like, I turned like bright red. So I had to go to CVS and like walk through an aisle that I normally wouldn't even make eye contact with because I was so like awkward at that age. And instead I had to like go in through the products and buy like a box of that as like a 15-year-old boy.
Can you say the word again?
Douche.
A box of what?
A box of douche. I had to buy a big box of Summer's Eve douche. And it was, I don't want to say it was humiliating because it shouldn't have been, but because of the fragile state of my masculinity at like 17, it was like kind of like a tough sitch.
Do you remember the cashier? Like,
no, if you think I made eye contact with that person, you are mistaken. You did not understand the palatable levels of my anxiety at that time. I remember the register and what the top of the counter looked like. It was an off-white.
That reminds me a little bit of, this is not a particularly good story, but I last week was grocery shopping. I was at Shaw's in East Providence, and the cashier was like painfully friendly, and also, I'm not exaggerating, they stopped and looked at literally every single item before they scanned it. Like, crackers. Beep. Oh, what is this? We sell this? Beep. The entire process took like everything is already on the ramp, on the little conveyor belt. It took like 10 minutes, me just scanning and I am a bad grocery shopper. I like only go when I need like 3 things. I probably had like just the little chair of the cart filled with items, maybe 15. It was like a 10-minute activity. It was a lovely older woman who was just like loved her job, just like so intrigued by every single thing that I had. I'm almost sort of regretful that I wasn't buying a douche because yeah, that's fair. I have two kind of like strange grocery interaction stories, which that kind of reminds me of. One, I was buying adobo, and the cashier was like, adobo.
and like sniffed it, like super sniffed it, like in where the cap meets, and then like I love this stuff, and then put it down, and I was just like, and then another thing that happened, I was with my son when he was like little. He was like sitting in the front seat, and I was just like chit-chatting with him, like, like you just talk to babies, right? So like I was like, oh, and then next we're gonna have to go get some stamps. And like the guy in the dairy section, someone who worked there, was like, do you need stamps? I have some stamps in my car. Yeah, it was like, I have stamps in my car. You want me to? Let me just go get my keys. He was like he thought my expression like was like, oh, you don't have your keys on you. He was like, oh, I'll go get my keys. Like I was like, oh no, we don't. No. We're gonna go get stamps.
I want to know everything about his life.
So the stories. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. I was just gonna go on about other times I've gotten approached in grocery stores by people who just someone prayed over me. But anyways, Jared, please go on.
Well, so you talking about like being inconvenienced when you're at the store or something like that. Reminds me of a story. It was a layover between two flights. This is back when I was in the military, so I needed to get a haircut during that layover, and I thought I had plenty of time to do it. So I went to the barber shop in the airport. Where I think it was Dallas. I think it was the Dallas airport, in fact, because I was coming across the country, and my barber ended up being very chatty. And a chatty barber normally wouldn't slow a haircut down, but it just so happens this chatty barber only had one arm, and he had one of those electronic voice boxes. So every time he wanted to say something, it would be like, put down the clippers, grab the voice box, say whatever he's saying, grab the clippers. And I walked in confident I would have enough time to get my hair cut over this layover, and it cut it very close. The most unnecessarily long haircut I've ever had in my life.
There's an added layer to the audio, like the hearing what I'm hearing, because you also have clipper sounds and the sound of like the electronic piece too.
Like who knows? Maybe he like, and I'm like, oh shit, did he say something? Yeah, I agree.
Oh my God, what?
I had a barber named Freddie in grad school. It was the first time I'd ever gone to a barber shop as opposed to a Best Cuts, I guess, or My Kitchen Sink. And I've never felt so cool. First of all, I had a barber named Freddie. That was really cool. Yeah, it was the best. I don't know. I just maybe I should go back after all this and see if he could just give me a real mullet. I feel like the mullet that I've given myself in quarantine has evolved, and it's like changed and it's grown, but I want a professional to help me.
Do we have quick time for like a quick story to bounce off that? So
yeah, please tell your story, and we'll get Instagram set up after your story.
Okay, so this is related to both a mullet and getting your hair done at like places that like maybe like aren't the best for like hair, even though they are places to get your hair cut. I like kept going to like when I was younger, I kept going to like kids salons because that's where my mom would take me like longer than I should have been. And so my mom takes me to this like hair salon that's like for children's hair. And I'm like in like 6th grade. And so I'm like, I want like layers. I want things that like these places don't know how to do. Like they're like snip, snip, go. But I'm like, I want this. And so I asked for layers. I ended up with a mullet in like middle school. And like middle school is the worst for anyone. But I ended up with like a mullet that like I didn't want, and it was not a fun time at all.
There's the non-wanted mullet.
Unwanted
is the key.
mullet. I was just about to say that.
Yeah, because an unwanted mullet also is like if you're going for like a true mullet, it's like you have like the structure and everything is like that's a mullet.
Okay, wait. Can I just? I just need to say this. So it's a quick story.
But this is the last one.
It's the last one. I swear to God.
Last one, and then it's bed. No, I'm just kidding. We're gonna do another round, but keep going.
Oh, I gave myself an accidental mullet as well. You know those combs? They're like the round ones that like blow out. So basically I did that to like the fronts of my hair and like 2 years ago, and now I'm still like living with the consequences. So you could say I have an accidental mullet, and I'm still like it got stuck, and like I tried to like rip it out, and it was like 45 minutes of like hot red face, like me about to cry. So I just like cut it out, and now I'm living with an accidental mullet.
I'm living with an accidental mullet. The Hannah Shiflett story.
Yeah, that's a whole thing. Yeah. All right, let's Instagram this. Tina, are you gonna can you
Yeah,
pull up the
this is a first, so let's see what happens
we're
here.
gonna see what happens. I'm gonna stall for you by telling you all some other cool things that are happening at the Providence Improv Guild. The Providence Improv Guild is number one, awesome. Number two, sells merch on their website. You can get all sorts of things. Pig hoodies, come on. That's the best. You can also get gift cards. Whoa, really? Oh, that's cool too. Look at this. Come on. This is like fun stuff here. Can you all believe this? This is unreal.
Accidental mullet sounds like a country song.
Yeah. I had a mullet in kindergarten for sure, but my mom said I asked for it. I don't believe that. Like, I don't actually. I think that there was a home haircut that kind of messed up, and she was like, this is the haircut you wanted. Like years later, it was like, no, I didn't mess that up. You wanted that. I'm like, I don't know.
It was like my mom was the opposite, where she wouldn't let me rock a haircut that would have been embarrassing for her to have one of her kids to have, because I wanted a rat tail when I was 12. I wanted the hair on the top of my neck to grow all the way down between my shoulder blades. I didn't want the rest of my hair long. I just wanted this to be long. And she absolutely refused to let me have control of how my hair grew on my head, which is weird to say out loud at this point. All right.
All right.
Okay. Let's see what happens here.
I've always just had great hair.
Boom, 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 boom. Let me refresh and close your eyes if you're seasick. Can you hear anything?
No volume.
Cool.
We got a preview.
It's great being a dog.
Oh, I'm gonna go back.
Not listen to what they say. Dogs are immortal. Eminem will never die.
Yeah, us dogs are mortal. We get it, God. Just like every other creature. It's weird how you felt like bringing that up specifically, though.
It's great being a dog. What's that?
Hey kids, we can't afford the groomers for Fluffy this week. We're just gonna nair the dog.
My name is Chad, and I like to get blasted pretty regularly, if you know what I mean. I don't know what I mean.
Oh, thank you. Yes, they're doing this new hybrid special at the mall. This is like it's like a Joe Dirt slash situation. I'm all about the throwback.
Hey, can I have a box of Summer's it's like a down there it's a douche. Yeah, it's a douche.
Good afternoon. Welcome to Shaw's. How are you? No, really, how are you? Lay your burdens on me. Well, okay. Let's get your transaction going. Oh. That's an excellent hot sauce. I like that a lot. It says a lot about your character. I bet you're a very nice person. So anyway, the reason I'm telling you this is that my uncle says that everybody should just be happy. So I hope that your shopping experience has been great. Well, anyway, I'll get back to it. Oh, Old Bay. An open Old Bay container. Well, I could just tell that you're sweet. Look at this banana. You're clearly a great person. Let's talk on the phone after you leave the store. One day, my boy, you'll meet the love of your life. And that's why you'll always keep stamps in your car.
Get the TV. Save it. No, that's a good. Oh, that's OLED. That's OLED. You save that. Oh, wait.
What? Soap? Soap? Who uses soap anymore?
Yeah, just step forward. I'm gonna search your body for anything dangerous. Are these jeans? Nice. Are these Yeezys? Nice. Is this your penis? Nice.
Douche! Oh my god, is this a Rubbermaid tote? Oh, Rubbermaid. They make the best.
Don't be preposterous. This is a children's dentist office. We don't do cavities.
You know how to play, do
Hey.
Oh man. Okay.
Right.
We're gonna go again, right? Everybody, everyone ready to go again? We're all ready to go again?
Chad's ready to get blasted again.
Yeah, let's ready to go again. Yeah. Okay, so chat, everybody in the comment section. We need another word from you all to get our stories going again. So get another word in there for us. And while you're telling us the word, we're gonna let you know that Word and Go is gonna be back 2 weeks from today. That's right. We're gonna be here every other Saturday night. Cass, PS, 2 weeks from today. Okay, so write it down your calendars. Okay, cool. Cool. I don't know when I'm gonna email you, so just get ready.
Probably the day before.
Yeah, so that's 2 weeks from today. So join us for another Word and Go show.
Words
so we are looking. Jared, don't add to the chat words. Get out of here, Jared.
Penal is a funny word, though.
It is. No, penal is a funny word. Damn it, Jared.
I think swizzle is also pretty penal. Isn't that like a swizzle stick is what they call the dog treats that are like bull penises? That's the story. I don't have anything else.
I know it's like a famous drink in Bermuda, and I only know that because a friend of mine is from there. That's not my story. That's not it.
Has anyone ever actually rented one of those rug cleaners from the grocery store? Or is that just for rich people?
It's rich people.
I guess
90-year-old rich people.
Yeah.
You can rent rug cleaners?
Yeah.
Didn't even know.
Have you ever seen those at the grocery store, rug cleaners?
No.
Oh no, I have.
My rugs are nasty.
Sometimes they call them carpet cleaners.
Stanley,
Is this like a fancy? I guess if I do all of my grocery shopping at Dollar General and CVS, it would be a little bit more of an upscale establishment.
I'm seeing the word claustrophobic, and I have a story for that.
Oh, great. Yeah, Jordan, take it away, man.
Whenever I think about the word claustrophobic, my dad had one of his best friends growing up was this guy named Hank, who was a little person, and he sort of became famous on what's his name? The classic radio host. Why can't I think of his name?
Howard Stern Show?
Yes.
Don Imus. Oh.
Yes. So he was like Hank the angry drunken. They called him Dwarf. That was like his name on the show. But he was like my dad's one of his best friends growing up, and he really was he was a drunk. And occasionally, my dad would just like find him around the city, like drunk, and we'd say like, Hank, get in the car, and we'd have to like drive him to where he needed to be. And one particular time, we found Hank drunk, literally laying down in the middle of the road, and he's just laying there. People were driving around him. So then we stopped, and my dad's screaming at him, Hank, get off the floor, get up. So he gets up and he stumbles into the car, and we normally had like a big car, but for whatever reason, I think we had like a rental or something, and it was a real tiny little thing. And I was sitting in the back seat, and Hank came in to the back seat with me to like lay down, and he's like laying down with his like head on my lap, and I'm probably 5. I'm like very young. I'm very young, and this very drunk man who probably has sun poisoning is just laying down in the back seat with me. And I'm not claustrophobic, but I've never felt more trapped in my life, because it was just like I couldn't move. He was so damp for some reason. It was like nothing horrific really happened. It's not like he threw up on me. Like, we brought him home. He got home safe. He was fine. I was fine. It was just that 2.5 minute car ride. It really was not long. It was like a 2-minute car ride to get to his house from where we picked him up. It was years of my life were sucked up in those moments with Hank's damp head in my lap.
Where what was this local? Did you live
Yeah,
around
I
here?
grew up in Fall River. This was
Fall River?
the Globe Four Corners is where it happened.
Yes.
Wow.
I'm glad that you were. Everybody ended up safe. What a good Samaritan thing for your father to stop and help this friend of his. I'm glad that everybody made it out of the road. Fall River roads are very dangerous.
They are, but everyone was being very aware of the person laying in the middle of it, though.
I could see why you felt trapped though in the backseat there. That's scary.
Oh my God, yeah.
That's super scary.
You're making me think of a story that I haven't thought about in a long time, Jordan. So wow, thank you. So when I was 17, I stole my father's car. It's totally like a Ferris Bueller thing. I don't know if that was like a thing in the late 80s where kids steal their father's cars, and then maybe I don't know. But anyway, I did. He had this gorgeous cherry red convertible Corvette. So I literally I got it. It's like he was gone. I had the keys. I went in. And I couldn't fit and it's not that, I'm a big guy, but like literally my butt could not get into this seat. It had the same interior like forever, but I was determined to steal this car. I'd already gone through it. So like I went kind of like wedged myself in to like my legs. It was safe to drive, but not as safe as like, it wasn't 100%. It was like 90. I turned it and I drove it and I stole it and I returned the car to its exact spot about 12 minutes later. And I had to get out the same way where I had to to get out. It was an awful experience, but he never found out and he's not watching this. Secret safe.
Yes.
Did you have your license at the time?
I sure did. It's funny you say that. That's what I wanted to do when I got my license, was take the car. For like 2 years, I schemed. But yeah, I'm proud of myself.
I have another story that I can share about my when my brother was like first taking lessons to get his license. So he was not actually licensed yet. He had his permit. He had barely driven at all. We were like 2 years apart. So we were both in marching band together. And one day, like, we would always need to find a ride home. And this girl, Jessica, like offered to give us a ride home. However, she was really new to driving and she hated driving and she was scared to be driving. So my brother Ryan, who had not driven before, like he had probably gone out twice with my parents to like learn how to drive, was like, I'll drive us home all the way across Fall River, which, as we have established, has very poor roads and not very nice drivers. But anyway, Ryan is doing a passable job. We've not hit anything. But I say to him, like, you're kind of close to the right side of the road. And I don't know if any of you have an older brother, but any sort of criticism from a younger brother is typically not like, it's not absorbed. You don't listen to it. So he told me something along the lines of like, shut up, what do you know? You don't have your permit. And as he's saying that, he like sideswipes a sign in Jessica's car. He's like, it was like a stop sign. We were like that close to the side of the road where he like whoosh, all along her car. And I didn't say I told you so in the moment. And I'm very proud of that. But Jessica wasn't so happy. It wasn't like super bad. It was just like a few spots along the side. But
yeah, that's I have a similar story of which someone else was driving my car and then they totaled it actually. And then it made me think of it because Tom's story talked about like how I was like, my dad never knew, my parents still don't know that I didn't total my car. They think I did it because I took the blame, because I was like, they're gonna be more mad that I let someone else drive my car than I totaled it. So I was like, I did this. And then they kept asking me questions about it, but I didn't know what happened really.
Are they finding about this right now?
Oh no, I don't. They haven't watched me in years. I can't imagine they're watching it.
Speaking of, since you know, I think we have in common parents that aren't watching this. I was involved in a car accident that we lied to all of our parents about when I was a teenager. We'd driven out to the industrial park in Middletown off of Valley Road behind the YMCA to smoke some weed, and then we decided to do some donuts, and we were like driving up and down the road like pretty fast, and then hitting the brakes and skidding out. And at one point, we flipped the Jetta over into a bush. And so we're all like hanging from our seatbelt. Well, I'm hanging from my seatbelt. The rest of them are on the floor because I'm wearing the seatbelt because I've been neurotic my whole life. So we like get out of the car, throw the weed into the bushes, wait for the cop to show up, who we know because it's a small town and we all, you know, everyone knows everybody. And so we like made up this story about this rabbit shooting across the road and not wanting to hit it. So we swerved and flipped over, and that's how we ended up halfway in this bush and on the Blackstone catering sign on the side of the road. And we never got in trouble. Everyone was like, whoa, it was a Jetta? That's good German engineering. It's a good thing that frame didn't crumble. It's probably what saved your life was that good German engineering. And nobody ever cared. We went back the next day and found the weed. It was great. And that's my light about car accident story.
Best case scenario.
Yeah, it worked out great.
Safe, not in trouble, found the weed. That makes me think of I was on the robotics team in high school, which should surprise absolutely no one. For legal purposes, I don't know how many years it's been. So this was about another team that went on traveled to other states for robotics competitions. Again, the coolest thing possible. So this team that was not mine packed a whole bunch of people, like over a dozen, in one hotel bathroom, put wet towels, rolled them up next to the door, and sprayed the entire room with Axe body spray. So when all of the adults came knocking, they knocked on our door and was like, do you smell that? It smells like Axe body spray. It smells like that in the hallway. It's all over. And we were like, yeah, the freshmen don't want to shower. So they just coated themselves in Axe body spray. And that's why it smells. And they bought it. That team, that other robotics team, that again was very cool. It's like nerd football. I was in the Georgia Dome. Like we had nerd football games in the Georgia Dome. It was great.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's yeah.
So I have a related robotics story.
Yeah, please
Wait,
tell.
So, the high school I went to, we had like 3 sports teams and we had the robotics team, and the robotics team was more popular than like any sports team we had out of all 3. And one year I went to a school. It was interesting. But the school I went to, they started my senior year a science Olympiad team. So they had like equal parts like a robotics thing and a like more test-based, knowledge-based science applications thing. Everyone on the team besides for me was like, I want to do the robotics stuff. And then I was the only one who was like, oh, I want to do like the chemistry, anatomy, all this like science stuff, because I was really into like science and different experiments and stuff. And so for like months we were like all working on our different things for like the big competition at like the end of the year. And so everyone's working on the different robotics like engineering parts, and I'm working on like all of these, and like it gets to like the competition day and I'm like ready to like kick butt with like all these like tests I'm gonna do, and then everyone's like excited for like their robotic stuff. We get to the competition. The judges for the competition already ruled that 3 out of the 4 robotics things that like we had like made for the competition were disqualified because they didn't meet the standards that they were supposed to, and like they didn't follow the rules. So like our team was, I want to say, around like 15 kids. So you have about 14 kids being told that only like one of the things they had worked on was eligible to be entered. And then you have me over here with like all of my tests that I've been working on being like, I have stuff to do. And then our like teacher who was in charge of everything was like, hey, we can't just have like these 14 kids not do anything for like a whole day. They have to like do something at this competition. And so my teacher essentially took all of the things that I had signed up to do and was like, here, we're going to give them to like all the kids. And then Miranda, you're still going to do a couple of tests. You're going to do water quality because you at least like somewhat looked into that. Meanwhile, I spent maybe like.
They said you look like you're into water quality.
They said.
You look like.
Yeah, they said that, like, they said you at least studied it a little bit, so you have some knowledge of it, as opposed to like other things that like people already had like knowledge of, like chemistry and anatomy, where it's like you can go into this without actually studying for this. Meanwhile, water quality was like not one of those things. They're like, Miranda, you at least looked at like what the material is, so like go do this. Also, you can do like the molecular like genetics one because like. We'll give you one thing that you like actually study that you want to do. Here you go. But everything else that you're like excited for, no. I'm like, sorry that I did my job and what I was supposed to do. Like it was the most like when you have the group project and you're the only person who does anything. Like it felt like that to like the hardest of like my core. And it was like super frustrating.
I was always the person to ride on the back of the person who was. So we thank you. The people who don't do shit, we thank you.
It gets better.
Yeah, no, I'm like that in certain topics. Like if I'm like not about it, I'm very much that person. But like in things that I'm like interested in, I'm like, yes, I'm going to do all this.
So it was a traveling robotics team / and science chemistry stuff.
So the overarching group was called Science Olympiad, and they had like 2 separate sections in it where there was one section that focused more on like engineering and robotics and technology, and the other one that focused more on like test taking or like other different sciences that weren't like based in engineering.
Science Olympiad screams to me like dope uniforms, like Starfleet style. Did you wear like onesies?
Absolutely not. No. We had like
missed opportunity.
Opportunity.
It was also chaos because at the same time that I was doing this, I was also the lead in my high school's like musical, like it was my senior year musical. And both of my teachers who were like in charge of like both sections were like, oh, we're gonna make sure Miranda has enough time to like do both and like split time equally. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That did not happen at all.
You need a time turner.
Yeah, the teachers with extracurriculars, they don't care if you like signed up for too many extracurriculars, and they're all like, ours are all the priorities. They're all 5 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We all assign 5 days a week worth of homework, independent of the other classes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some behind the scenes little info. Teachers of extracurriculars don't care. Period. They don't give they don't give a shit about anything else that's happening other than what's happening in their domain.
Right.
They ain't got no tests to worry about. They ain't got any state standards. Just doing the science Olympiad and whatever else.
I can't get over that name. Like, I wanted to be there when the person took like it super seriously and was like, "Science club's not good enough. Science team is not good enough. How do I sum up the scientific nature of our group?"
What's the difference between an Olympiad and Olympics?
I think it's how to increase marketing for NBC. Instead of saying like the 51st running of the Olympic Games, Olympiad increases revenue just a little bit.
I don't know. I don't know much about Miranda's school, but I gotta think that they weren't like trying to market their science fair that broadly.
The CIA recruits younger and younger. Just gonna say they're scoping out.
It's the middle school science fair. We gotta get it.
The CIA, the FBI, and all branches of the military were at the robotics world championships they were routinely like they're looking for nerds they can give scholarship money to. I was not given any nerd scholarship money.
It was the last time I applied to be in the military. They actually did ask if I had any science Olympiad experience, and I shamefully said no.
Like, what's the latest you can get into a science Olympiad? Is it too late for us?
You can waive rent after 35.
I run a science fair at the high school I work at.
Mm.
And I can get you all in to judge. There's no qualifications necessary.
To judge? I thought you were going to say you can get us in.
Want to compete?
Yeah, put jelly in it. No, -1.
This is real. This is real. We have 2 kids going to the International Science Fair this year. Thanks.
Go.
I'm super upset because in years past, that means that I get to chaperone a trip to LA, and that's not happening this year because it's virtual. Stupid.
So stupid.
Virtual just doesn't capture the baking soda vinegar reaction the way that the live captures the baking soda.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right.
Speaking of volcanoes, we've got an active one up in here called Insta Story.
Hell yeah. Excellent segue. Hey, Cass, refresh your Instagram just real quick. Just scroll it. Just hit the refresh just to get it.
Heck
A lot
yeah.
more popped up on mine when they did it.
I'm
On mine that got stuck in the loading.
Pull it down.
In the loading.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so excited.
Pull it down.
Okay.
Buffer.
Well, look at all those buffers you did. So buff.
And I'm gonna go
Listen to
oh, no, I
not
think we
listen
did that one
not
last-
listen to
oh,
what
no,
they
we're gonna skip ahead. Just a little flash forward. Dude, what's up? Remember these things?
Remember these?
Memories.
Oh, this looks new. What? I can't tell.
Yeah, there are a couple that
Don't be preposterous. This is a children's dentist office. We don't do cavities.
You know what I do?
Look, we've been friends for years. Just please call me Hank. Well, in all fairness, I was just Hank the drunk dwarf until you started saying that. You're right. This whole thing, I made it weird. I let me in to make it not weird now. Let me just snuggle up to your kid and go to sleep.
Guys, I'm in a little bit of a predicament. I'm damp now, so I can't move. Sorry, I'm just gonna be filming from here now.
Welcome to Fall River, where we keep our drunks in the road.
Hey. I'm just gonna lay here.
That's okay. You're awfully damp.
One day I'm going to have my license to drive a car legally. And when I do, I'm going to drive a car illegally.
Oh, no, don't hug me right now. I just went through like a supermarket sweep because I had only 10 minutes and 5 items to get, and I'm just damp. I'm damp. Don't touch me.
Welcome to training at the Fall River DMV. First, a Hall of Fame. This is Ryan. Ryan once drove across all of Fall River, all the way. Naturally, he started teaching here at 6. He's been our top driver's ed instructor ever since.
All right, buddy, follow me. Follow me. You're gonna come home with me now. I'm never gonna do dishes again. Yeah. Oh, almost to the car. Good boy.
Whoa, you kids! Watch where you're driving! Gee, I need to hit a bar.
Officer, this is not my normal driving position. It's just that this car, I can't fit. I am not comfortable. Yes, I'm aware that it's showing. Thanks.
Okay. Look, I don't need any advice from my little brother. I don't even process what you're saying. Okay. What? Okay.
Welcome to German engineering. You can crash your car.
Wait, you meant like doing donuts in a car? But then why did I go to the Dunkin'?
Weed in the bush, dance. Weed in the bush, weed in the bush, weed in the bush. There's weed, weed in the bush. Weed.
Oh, God. Is anybody hurt? Is everyone all right? Beckley, you wear a seatbelt, you fucking dweeb.
Surprise! I'm on the robotics team!
Oh, How I Met Your Mother is actually a really fun story. So I was on a robotics trip, and I had just sprayed an entire can of Axe on myself. And then I was in the elevator afterwards, and she just approached me. You smell so good. Can we go listen to some Dave Matthews? And I sang Ants Marching, and then we went. It was great.
The bush. Where's the weed? It's in the bush. Welcome to a school. We have robotics.
Eat my shorts. Nerd.
What? That's nothing. My robot holds my weed.
Oh, Dad, get out of the work zone. It's not OSHA compliant.
What the fuck does it even mean I look like a pH balance?
Excuse me.
What? Yeah?
You look like you have water experience.
No, I don't want any water. I got some.
John, yeah, he looks like he only eats mac and cheese. There's something about his face and Kraft.
I'm here to check your water quality. Yeah, okay. Here we go.
Is that everybody's?
Yeah. Yeah, and that's our show then. Hey, yay. Yeah.
Talk about
Thanks so
damn.
much for everybody for joining us, for doing the show, for being a part of our comment section. We love you all. Yeah, so we'll be back in 2 more weeks. Pig's got a lot of new, awesome shows and workshops coming up, and all sorts of things, other things. You should see their website. Holy moly, is it great? Subscribe to them on YouTube. You'll never miss a Word and Go show then ever, and you never want to do that. So that's it. Good night, everybody. Good night.